Life is really tough for people living with HIV. On one hand, there is the health condition that they have to live with. On the other hand, there is the social stigma that keeps on putting them in a spot of bother. On top of that, if we have youngsters, the adolescents and the young adults living with HIV, it becomes even more difficult for them to cope. And God forbid if they are orphans, then situation becomes even more difficult for them. Signs of mental health conditions like anxiety, depression, anger, frustration, feeling of loneliness, they are all there in them, which doesn't come out due to the stigma attached to this health condition. Today we are here to find out what exactly is going on in the minds of these youngsters who are living with HIV when they have to deal with HIV on one hand and COVID and lockdown on the other hand, where they are facing problems like job loss and no classes from schools, and together it is adding up into their minds as a pressure cooker situation. So we will today find out in the care center being run by Human Touch Foundation at Agasand and find out more what goes into their mind. So how did you come to know about your HIV status?
HIV. So that when actually I don't know, suddenly that I got HIV and all, and I came to know that my family was having, so I got it. So then afterwards, I was staying in hostel Spital, then sisters told me that you have HIV, and I was scared what is that problem and all. Then sisters would say you take care of yourself. She should give us tablet time to time. And in the school also when we was going outside, that time people came to know that we have HIV. So they started to scream that we don't want these children in our school. That they were scared that our children may get the HIV. So they were go on screaming and they were telling principal to remove from our school. So I asked my friend also, do you think that I have this? He said, do you think I look like this for you? Then she said, please be far from me because I am feeling scared, she said for me. Then in the sometimes I tell that when we travel in the bus also with pass, Kadamba bus, then the conductor when we show the pass also, he says that something he said for me, AIDS type. He said for me, so I suddenly heard and I said that why you seem like this. Then he said, for what you are showing this pass and all. So I told it's government pass. I don't think so, he said. Then he directly said get down from the bus. Home I was thinking that why he said like this. And I was afraid that people will if I go outside also, that what they will say. And what may they say for me or make shame of me outside also. And though I don't want that people to speak behind, they should be together with everyone. And if we go front of them and we say hi, hello, so they should not think that they might get HIV.
So now with this lockdown and COVID-19 fear always there that one may contract the COVID-19 infection and lack of jobs. You were working somewhere, you doing something, you lost out on your job?
Yes, so I had worked in pet shop, so I was working there. So I was not doing this 4 months there was COVID and all. I was knowing, but I don't know what was it. Then suddenly, one of the shop had got the COVID, so that they closed the shop that day suddenly, and they said for me to go from the shop and all. Then they said before you come, do your checkup, do your blood test and come. That way, then I was scared that even I have HIV. Then if I did test also, what they will think? I was thinking for that. Then I didn't did also because I was scared. Then I was sitting at home only for 3 months. If I go to another shop to ask the vacancy also, they think that even I have COVID. Then they say we are scared that means now COVID time they do not take. Then they even remove from the job from the who are working from there. Then like that when we sitting at home, we are feeling bored also.
तो आपको HIV कब पता चला आपको HIV हुआ है?
इसमें मेरा कुछ दोष नहीं है, वो माँ बाप को था, बाद में मुझे हुआ। उसका बारे में मुझे कुछ मालूम नहीं, पर उसका बाद मुझे मालूम पड़ा, अंकल से टेस्ट किया मेरा बहन का। उसका बाद हम लोग हॉस्पिटल जाकर चेक किया, करने का बाद हम लोग पता चला कि हम लोग मेरे को ऐसा ऐसा है, करके मेरे बहन को नहीं है। बाद में मुझे बोर्डिंग में डाला। बोर्डिंग में डालने के बाद मैं उधर ही थी, बाद में ऐसा गया साल। बाद में एक बार क्या हुआ, हम लोग बोर्डिंग में जा रहे थे स्कूल में, तभी उधर सब लोग को पता चला। उसका बाद हम लोग को स्कूल से बाहर निकाला था। बाहर निकालने के बाद ऐसा ऐसा प्रॉब्लम हुआ था। बाद में सोचे था अभी स्कूल भी बंद है, क्या करने का पता, अभी कैसा पढ़ाई करने का, अभी क्या आगे होएगा क्या नहीं।
तो अभी कहीं पे पढ़ाई करते हैं, अभी कुछ होता है?
हाँ, मेरा 10th स्टैंडर्ड हुआ। बाद में अभी लॉकडाउन गिरा, इसके लिए मेरा क्लासेस अभी बंद है। सोचते क्या करने का, जाकर चुपचाप से सोते हैं, वरना इधर उधर बाहर भी नहीं जाने मिलता अभी।
तो मेरे को HIV हुआ तब मेरे को मतलब मैं छोटा था, मेरा माँ बाप भी दोनों गुजर गया। उसके बाद में मैं बेलगाम में गोली लेने चालू किया। बाद में उधर लिया, उधर 6-7 साल लिया। बाद में इधर गोवा में है। उसके बाद में इधर DMC में लेने लगा। उसके बाद में मेरे को मालूम पड़ा कि HIV का पूरा बारे में मतलब कैसा होता है, क्या होता है, इसके बारे में पूरा मालूम पड़ा।
तो आपको दिमाग में कुछ आता है कि यार ये मेरे साथ क्यों हुआ, ये सही नहीं था, मेरा कोई दोष नहीं इसमें?
ऐसा कभी कभी होता है, रोज मतलब हर रोज नहीं होता है, कभी कभी ऐसा अकेला भी बैठता हूँ तभी होता है। कभी 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 बाहर भी जाता हूँ, ऐसा मतलब कुछ मालूम भी पड़ेगा, बाद में वो लोग हम लोग एक्सप्लेन नहीं करेगा, ऐसा भी कुछ भी कभी कभी होता है।
तो अभी ये जो लॉकडाउन हुआ तो इसमें आपको कुछ दिक्कत आया? आप?
हाँ, मेरा काम भी था, वो चला गया। बाद में मैं उधर 1-2 महीने बाद में अभी इधर आया। बाद में मेरा काम भी था, वो भी गया। उधर रहने पीने का था, वो भी मेरा चला गया पूरा।
तो इसके बारे में आप क्या सोचते हैं? आप?
मैं सोचता अभी दूसरा काम जल्दी मिलेगा कि नहीं, तो क्या मालूम कि ऐसा ही घर में बैठ रहेगा क्या, ऐसा मतलब रोज तो नहीं होता, लेकिन काम मिलेगा कि नहीं उसका बारे में कभी कभी सोचता हूँ। नहीं तो ऐसा रोज नहीं होता, बाद में मिलेगा तो नहीं तो देखेगा, बाद में क्या होता है, ऐसा ये कभी कभी होता है। तो मतलब अभी इधर जाने आने को उतना ही डर लगता है, क्योंकि लोग को मालूम पड़ा कि ऐसा उसको हो, बाद में काम से निकालेगा, बोलती ऐसा कभी कभी होता है।
What can be done for these children?
One thing what we need to understand is that HIV is no more the kind of problem what it was earlier, where people used to shy away, people used to run away from them. So when we say HIV among these adolescents, what is very important for today is that we need to include them in the society. We need to see them as part of our life, and they are one among the society. Basically they're part of the society. So the kind of when we are working in this space, every day we come across of instances where children are being discriminated. Discrimination in schools, discrimination in the society, discrimination even in the hospital setup. So I think that's one thing which needs to stop. After 35 years of the epidemic, if we still don't see an end to this discrimination, then I find this something very a bigger challenge. Then people need to rise up, and they should accommodate people with HIV as part and parcel of our everyday life.
So Human Touch works with children and adolescents living with HIV. Most of them are children who have acquired HIV from parental mother-to-child transmission. So Human Touch has been working for almost 11 years now. These children whom we cater to are basically first generation of survivors after they acquired HIV. We lay stress more on mental health, and what what we realized during COVID time that our children, they were worried about their medication which we provided during the lockdown period. We also ensured that we kept in touch with them telephonically. So we make sure that the mental health care needs of these children are continuously addressed.
Inside we have their HIV status that they are now aware of, being youngsters. That must have had an impact on them mentally. On top of that, we have had this COVID situation, lockdown and uncertainty surrounding it. So how has it have a double impact on their mind, on their mental health?
Yes, it does. Most of them are worried, those who are at least working, like, with some jobs here and there. They had just established themselves more recently, and we realized that lockdown has brought on a lot of uncertainties. So that's one of the biggest concern which they continuously come to us, like where do we get jobs? And especially most of them were in hospitality industry, working, doing some menial jobs there, and with that industry being affected, they don't see any other industry really accepting them, who is a full-time counselor with us. So she engages in a lot of therapies based on her assessment. We have certain indicators based on which we assess every child, and we make sure that in line with those indicators and whatever assessment we have done, that whatever problems we see in that are addressed by the counselor.
Hi, I'm Apista Da Costa and I work at Human Touch Foundation as a psychosocial support program officer. Adolescents living with HIV have a lot of mental health issues, especially for the fact that they are living with a chronic illness impacts their life in a major way. So there are a lot of symptoms that we see of depression, sense of hopelessness, their self-esteem is low, they do not feel like doing anything in life. The other things we see, behavioral issues, anger management issues. We see problems like they do not take their medications on time, so treatment adherence is very low in these individuals. And also we see that disclosure of their status doesn't happen in the right way, and they do not know why they are taking the medicines and why it is actually important. So because of disclosure, since it doesn't happen properly, the treatment adherence is not there. Even since most of our adolescents are having HIV through mother to child transmission, they always have these questions like, why me? They have those guilt feelings. They have feelings of hatred towards their parents. So we need to address all of these issues. Sometimes they have issues of bereavement because there's loss of family members with HIV. So this is where their hope in having an optimistic life comes down. So
now we have the additional stress involving COVID and lockdown and loss of jobs for those who were gainfully employed. How is this added to the existing mental stress?
So the fact that they already have a chronic illness and the fact that they will get an additional fear that they will be exposed to an additional virus is something that is very stressful to them. And this adds to a lot of stress because they do not have a job. So a lack of a job can lead to affecting their livelihood. So there's no salary, there is no access to the basic necessities.
So what kind of intervention, mental health interventions that you have planned out or you are executing for them?
So basically what I do is we have a list of assessments that we have, maybe depression assessment for COVID-19, and depending on the assessment we go on with the therapy. So there is not one particular therapy that I go with. It again depends on the issues that the problem that the adolescent comes up with. So according to that I will tailor their therapy. So therapies on interpersonal issues, cognitive behavior therapy using cognitive restructuring and anger management therapies, and the basic counseling skills that we have. I inculcate that in my therapies, and then I go.
Pandemic, and lots of things have come to the fore. One thing that we at Goa Sex has is a nice workforce of counselors who are trained in counseling the PHLDs as in when they are detected, how to accept their condition, and when they are on treatment, how to remain on the treatment. So with the help of the DHS, we got together, got mobile handsets so that there could be one-to-one communication between the people who were recently tested COVID-19 positive, because the mental health issues as such remained almost the same. The fear of the unknown, the fear of the family, the fear of the losing their jobs, and whether they'll come out safe and sound after this disease. So these counselors were internal 30 of them from the various SI cities and the ART centers. So they did attend to few calls, but I have taken it further from there, and then we have now told them to call at least two or three clients, PHLVs who are on treatment, to ask about their well-being, because they are not going to come like once a month, because they have been given medications for 2 months, 3 months, depending upon how stable they are. So we may lose out on how they are doing on the health front, how they are doing on the nutrition front, what are their issues and what are their fears, because now they got an added infection and another virus which is sort of threatening them. So in this way, the GSEX counselors are out there for the people living with HIV, as well as for those people who are now in the COVID care centers or in the COVID hospitals. Apart from that, the NACO has also initiated one more collaboration with NIMHANS. In that, they have taken the 1097 AIDS toll-free AIDS helpline, and they have collaborated with the NIMHANS psychosocial COVID helpline which they have. So the NIMHANS is now going to work out on the modules and then extend this same psychosocial support through another helpline, that is 1097. This was recently launched, had a e-launch in the end of July at Delhi.
So how this will help, ma'am?
Because at the moment there are many people who access 1097. So in this they could also seek support regarding the COVID-19 fears that they have, and if they are HIV positive, then they are like even more disturbed, because already having faced HIV virus, they will be more like sort of so much mentally disturbed as to how to go on now with this virus, because medications again will be an issue, how they will be seen or how they'll protect themselves or their jobs, because they may have to stay away from jobs also. So the livelihood could be a big issue, and it would cause them lots of mental stress. So having a very expert panel which is sort of trained by the NIMHANS would go a very long way.
Thank you so much. Just heard what the youngsters living with HIV had to say about how they are coping with the mental agony that comes with their knowledge of HIV status, the kind of discrimination that they face in the society. On top of that is the fear of getting COVID and losing jobs due to the lockdown caused by COVID. The bigger onus lies on us, we the people, to come out and lend our support to these souls and not make them feel discriminated, so that they can come together and get a level playing field to flourish in life. They are no less than others, and we need to come out collectively as a society to send this message out. This is Shashwat Guptare for Uncovering India.